This is baby. This is baby.
What's up, VOD people? We are back with Recom Magic Only, potentially the finale, although it depends on how distracted I get by my upcoming conversation with the chat and with PJ, who is currently getting his headphones, about the cancellation of Missing Link and the new screenshots of KH4. If you're watching this on YouTube, this will be uploaded on Friday. So Missing Link was canceled Tuesday night, late into the night. I believe it was like 2 to 3 a.m. Eastern. And then KH4 screenshots dropped Wednesday night, probably around 6, 7 p.m., 8 p.m., somewhere around there. So it was a rough 24-ish hours for the community. Some people are still not happy, but I think it's a bit of a band-aid on a wound. KSM, thank you for the 39 months. Yes, happy random 4 screenshots a day, and thank you, Jackie, for the 19 months. Yes, impromptu no sad face coming your way, because you're not going to get a Missing Link episode, at least not in season 1. But you'll get a little something here. And I'm gonna wait to give full thoughts. I'm gonna wait for PJ. I do have tracks to play from last stream that people donated for, which I think I can make happen right now, even if it's just background noise for our convo. I believe it was Chara with the Pikmin soundtrack. What was it? Ravaged Rustworks from Hey Pikmin. I've actually never played Hey Pikmin because I only played the good Pikmin games. Okay, like they're kind of lame, but there are implications for some of it that I'm excited about. Good night, Han. Let's get this Ravaged Rustworks on. PJ's ready. Okay, I'm calling PJ. I might have to lower the Pikmin music. What's up, PJ?
Hello. Hi, hello. Can everyone hear me okay?
Yeah.
I grabbed my external mic, and sometimes there's some, some learning that you have to do.
You sound good to me, but we'll let the chat decide how that's going.
Hello, everyone.
I won't forget, Henwen, I promise. Just remind me.
Mother.
It's
Happy
Mother.
Mother's Day. I'm mothering.
We're having weather. It's KH4 screenshots. They're raining down. Should we talk about Missing Link first? Like, should we
This
eulogize?
was the weirdest 24 hours of my life.
Really weird,
Like,
yeah.
Oh my god. Well, yeah. Like, do you wanna talk about where you were when the second plane hit?
I think I was in the middle of recording my Patreon Q&A, regularplanet.com/Patreon. Just hours of me doing tier lists, talking about KH stuff, KH4 speculation. So for $5 a month, you can get all of it and then bail out immediately. But anyway, PJ, I think that's what I was doing. I was in between questions 1 and 2 for the video. I stopped because I was a little too girdy, and then I saw Missing Link was kill. I saw I think it was in Requiem's.
I tagged the whole server the second it broke.
That's probably what it was then, yeah.
So yeah.
It was a blur.
God, what a day. I was just chilling on the internet and I saw the note and I was like, this isn't real. This can't be real. And it was. And,
yeah. It did seem kind of fake. I didn't really believe it.
Yeah, it did. And for me, I mean, just to kind of set some more expectations here.
We felt confident it was coming out this month.
Well, I felt confident that we were getting news this month because I've talked about this at length before, but there is this event called the Kuji. Atai Kuji is a Japanese lottery company that does these cool fan events that are like these tiered lottery systems. And they have a partnership with Square Enix where whenever there's Kingdom Hearts news, they run specifically themed lotteries called Kujis. And they're all themed, but they are like specifically themed. So they did one specifically for Kingdom Hearts 3, they did one specifically for Melody of Memory, and they did one last year called Linking Hearts, and it was supposed to coincide with the pre-registration period of Missing Link after the beta had finished. But the Kuji came and went. The Missing Link pre-registration celebratory wafers came and went, and there was no Missing Link.
The wafers.
And then the
wait, this is
Kuji is
crazy.
actually happening again this month. The Linking Hearts Kuji is happening again. This is the first time they've ever repeated one.
Which led
so I was
PJ
like-
and others to believe that, oh, this is going to
Yeah.
coincide with something Missing Link related or news related.
So
but
I
alas,
knew that we were getting news.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is not what I wanted.
the monkey's paw curls. I want to
Yeah,
say,
for
and I'm
sure.
kind of resetting this for people that have potentially heard the story before. I think I shared it with the Ultimate patrons last night. And, like, it might not be the best of practices to talk about this, but, like, the game is not coming out. I don't think it's that huge of a deal to say this, but I was contacted by a, I guess, not subsidiary, but, like, a contracted company, like, partner of Square Enix. I won't say the name of the company. But they said this was late February of last year, and they were interested in having me, and I'm assuming other, content creators do paid promo for Missing Link. It seemed like they were ramping up to something, and this was a year and some change ago. I responded, I was like, absolutely, let's do it, sounds great. And actually, before I did that, I reached out to Square Enix proper. Bio had a contact that I could reach out to just to ensure like this was legit, because I couldn't find that much info on the website or on the on that company. I don't even think they had like a fully dedicated website. Maybe they did. And they they got back to me and said, yeah, this is legit. This originated from within our team. So I was like, okay, full steam ahead. And I never heard back. Last February, 2024.
Yeah,
yes.
this was over a year ago. Yeah.
So things have obviously been in flux. I mean, you don't need me to tell you that. Things have been, not completely stable with the Missing Link of it all for a long bit now. But from what we know, like, the game was basically fucking done. Like, it was like in a pretty finalized state for most things. So
Yeah, it's interesting because I have not talked to Square specifically about this. But I do know people who have contacts. I know people who have worked there. The various creators have heard various different things. So I don't feel like it's out of pocket to kind of talk about the different things that have been kind of passed around, as long as everyone knows that like this is
Right.
grain of salt territory.
And like, to nitpick a little bit, like, I do think there should have been some common courtesy and letting, me and other people that they reached out to know, like, hey, like, hold that thought. We have to, like, confirm stuff. I think to get the radio silence was a little bit disrespectful, just on a business to business level. I'm not like one of these entitled fans who's like demanding news, but like, don't jerk me around, basically, is all I'm asking. I get that you can't say like, hey, we got to hear back from Tokyo about this before we, go forward, but just, some sort of holding pattern message.
And I think it's fair to say this, especially considering how gutted the American team has become.
Yeah.
But, Square Enix Japan and Square Enix North America are part of the same family, but they are not the same company.
Right.
And, Square Enix Japan, that main team, they're the ones who are actively developing the games and making the business decisions and all of that. They kind of act in a silo away from the rest of the Square Enix worlds. So the American team rarely knows more than we do super far in advance.
Right.
So I've been told that the American team didn't know it was canceled until shortly before we did.
Yikes.
And
oh boy.
so like I'm sure the people I know who have worked there, like, they would love to be more open about stuff if they had things to be open about.
Right.
Yeah,
I
these
totally get
decisions
that.
are not coming from the people that work there.
Right. There's so much red
on
tape.
the level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm not like mad. I'm just like, hey, this would have been nice. What can you do? Silver, thank you for the 11 months. I've never played Digimon. No, I was a Pokemon child, a loyalist. So yeah. I don't know, like, Missing Link wise, me personally, I would have checked it out. I would have played it. I basically have to as part of my role now. I don't know. This is the sentiment I've kind of been seeing prevailing, is people are generally bummed about it, but more so for the potential for the lost story stuff and the assets, not so much for like the act of playing the game, which I think is the problem here. I don't think there was any lack of confidence in their story stuff and their characters and all of that. It was like, how do we make this something that people want to play for extended amounts of time? And that's what they said in the release or in the statement. And I think it kind of goes to show they were probably onto something, considering that most people are not like mourning the loss of Missing Link the game, but Missing Link the story and Missing Link the idea. which I think is fair.
But also I don't want to write off people who were excited
Sure.
to have a GPS Kingdom Hearts game. Like, I know that like that's not the common consensus, but there are dedicated like GPS mobile fans out there
Yeah.
who love things like Pokemon Go. And from what we could see, like this game was not as like refined as Pokemon Go, and I don't think it
Right.
would have been as beloved. But there are people who knew exactly what kind of game this was and wanted it. And
Yeah.
I feel like those people get discounted really harshly, and I don't necessarily think that's fair. Even like we could say that mobile games are predatory and that they are problematic, and
Yeah.
that this is not the best move to have like a very lore heavy series lock some of that lore away on a platform that people don't want to engage with.
Right.
To be perfectly honest, I'm kind of split down the middle on it because I would have loved to have had that experience, but at the same time, I think having a mobile game at this point in the series history and future is antithetical to solving the original problems of
Right.
getting everything on the same console.
Right. Yeah, it really
I'm
is like
split.
one step forward, two steps back with that, because they did all this work to get everything on, PS3, PS4. But now, like right after that, basically right around the same time they started doing that, they also started doing the mobile game. Back with Key. So yeah, that's a good point. And like, listen, I probably would have played this more than I played Pokemon Go back in the day, because I live in a livable area now. Like, I didn't live somewhere with sidewalks growing up, and now that I've moved, like I could have like walked around, gotten some exercise, done some cage bullshit. So like, I feel that like it is such a shame.
I'm in LA now, and I was really looking forward to maybe not July through September, but I was looking forward to the off months of being able to like enjoy that as well. Yeah, that part sucks. And also it sucks for fans of the Key saga, because Missing Link was the next chapter of that and the finale of it. But also Nomura had gone on in interviews to say that Missing Link was also going to solve a lot of the series-wide mysteries. Like, he implied, like, why did Riku have Kyrie's Keyblade was going to be answered somehow in Missing Link. Like, it was supposed to be a catch-all of all of the things that the main saga just didn't have time to solve anymore.
Yeah. Could have been,
That's a dumb thing to think about.
That's very dumb. No one should make a video about it. Yeah.
Good lord.
It sucks because
it's sad.
Like, okay, and so let's talk about like repurposing. Like,
sure.
A lot of people are very hopeful, and I am hopeful to an extent, that we get to see at least like the story beats and a lot of that conveyed through something like a back cover type of thing. Like, even still though, so much of this is going down the drain. Like, they're not going to find places to use like these enemy models and these world maps. Like, there's just no place for that in something like a back cover reimagining.
The story also was tied to the Astral Plane, which was which is also a gameplay mechanic. Like, the story and the machinations of how the story worked and how it was delivered, and the things that they were fighting, and the plot that was being delivered was tied into this idea of the Astral Plane, which was the in-game mechanism for the GPS. So, like, it was always intrinsically tied to that with how they had set it up. So I believe that, like, some of this will get repurposed, but I don't think, unless they figure out a way to deal with that, we will ever get the game Missing Link.
I'm very suspicious of like people are like, oh, they can just like make it a full release on Switch. That would probably take like at least 2 years, right? To, like, and it wouldn't be the same game. Like, they would like, it's not like, oh, we're just gonna like take what we had and like Switchify it. Like, the whole idea of the GPS shit is so central to everything. Like, it's just not doable by just like copy pasting it onto a different platform. I have seen a lot of naivete about game dev in the past couple of days. As somebody who is not a game dev, but like, it's, it's like baby's first, game cancellation, I suppose.
Yeah, and people being like, they should make it a movie, and it's like,
I mean, they could certainly, like, it'd be easier to do that. It'd be easier to like take the character models they've made, and obviously, the story beats that they've already mapped out, and put that into a back cover type thing. But even that is not, like, we're never going to get like the truest version of this, and that's very sad. That is a loss.
Yeah.
Like, as somebody who does not appreciate the gacha stuff, who would probably engage with this pretty passively, like, I think the people that are like being overly celebratory or saying like this is good actually are kind of missing the forest for the tree. Like, it's a bit short-sighted, I would say.
Yeah, it's a little self-congratulatory, and like, honestly, I'm the rudest person here. I think it's rude.
Yeah, you're very rude, PJ, and so PJ thinks you're rude.
Rude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just and for what? Like so that you can one up the fact that like yeah, no, of course you don't like mobile gaming. I don't really care.
It's nobody's favorite genre unless you're like, a suburban mom. It's just not like you're not really winning any good boy points by, putting this out there. So I don't know. It's
and
weird.
and Square Enix didn't make this decision because you as an individual don't like mobile games. So like
No, yeah.
calm down.
If they were confident it was going to make them a shitload of money, which usually it does, it means that there was something seriously wrong,
Yeah, yeah. And also, I mean, I'm also kind of frustrated to speak on the other side of the devil's advocate half. I'm frustrated because they did pour a lot of time and money and resources into a game.
Yeah.
And like, I think someone correct me if they know for sure and I'm wrong, but I've seen people saying that like Bitgroove was doing Missing Link, the external team that did Union Cross, and I don't think they did. I think this was internal Square Enix.
Yeah, I know nothing of the devs
based
involved.
off of what the game devs portfolio website said. I think that they confirmed that Square proper was working on this game. And if that's the case, like I'm frustrated because we don't get handheld titles, we don't get AA games, we don't get spin-offs or side games or bridge games or whatever you want to call them anymore. And that's okay, but the reason why those games were so important to Kingdom Hearts was that without them, we would have nothing in between the drought. And we got that firsthand in the past 3 years.
Right.
Like we've had nothing since Melody of Memory.
Except for some really good videos.
Sure. Well,
and a podcast. Don't forget about the
subjective.
podcast. Yes.
But I miss having a Birth by Sleep to look forward to. I miss having a Dream Drop or even a Coded or Days. Like the mobile games were supplanting that, and that's okay if they were like competently handled and they came out and they weren't too big and they weren't like too ambitious and everyone was getting the same stuff at the same time. But it wasn't, and I'm a little resentful that they couldn't read the room earlier.
Yeah.
But, hindsight's 2020, I suppose.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
I had a question from Water Hazard. I haven't really kept up with news outside of your community and post this conversation, or my community post end this conversation right now. I know Missing Link is canceled, but have they said why it got canceled? The public-facing reason as to why it was canceled is that they were not confident in their ability to make the game something that players would be able to enjoy over an extended period of time. That was the, give or take, the wording that they used. Now, whether or not that is 100% the truth, I mean, I think it's pretty obvious that that's not 100% the truth. There's probably other factors at play, as, there tends to be with company, moving and shaking in this manner. So that's all I really know, though, for sure.
I think it's a very elegant way of delivering.
I agree.
Because when you look at it objectively, Union Cross was the most successful Kingdom Hearts game.
Yeah, money-wise, yeah.
Yeah. And that's all that matters when we're talking about business. It was the most successful Kingdom Hearts game. It might not have been critically adored. The fandom might not love it the way that they do 1 or 2 or whatever. But in terms of how much it cost to make versus how much money it made, yes, it was the most successful game. However, it fell off really hard.
Yeah.
At the end of its life cycle, it had fallen so substantially that they couldn't even keep Dark Road attached anymore. Like developing it the way that they wanted to, they couldn't do it.
Yep.
And leaks were part of that, but like a bigger problem was that like a lot of compounding factors were coming in, which is why these things happen. And so when you look at how much money it cost to build Missing Link, which would have been substantially more than Union Cross because it was developed in Unreal, it had a lot of like real-time physics, battle stuff, and the online aspect of it, keeping those servers up is not cheap. And making that work for the entire world would have been very costly. The only way that they would have been able to get that back is if they kept the game going for a long time and the whales continued to buy money.
Yep.
And I can't imagine that being the case, especially because, as of now, because of this, Square Enix's only game that is a mobile game right now is Ever Crisis. All the others have gotten shut down.
Isn't there an Octopath one I keep hearing about? Or is that dead?
If that's the case, then I don't know. But I believe that the only game that they have that's actively going right now, and maybe I'm wrong because I haven't followed Octopath, but I'm pretty sure Ever Crisis is the only mobile game that they're really working on right now.
Gotcha. There's a Dragon Quest
and
one.
I guess there is the Dragon Quest one, right? I separate Square and Enix still, and I shouldn't do that considering that
they're
Dragon
married
Quest
now,
probably,
PJ.
Yeah, and Enix's CEO is the major shareholder in Square Enix now.
Right.
But yeah, they've got nothing. It's not going great. So I totally see where they're coming from when they realize, like, in order to make this game profitable, we would have to run it for several years.
Yeah.
And we don't know if people are going to stick around for that long.
It's true, Store. They have been married for longer than some people in the chat have been alive, so that's something to consider.
Stab me.
I mean, I was a wee lad when they got married, so I guess, and this is a touchy subject, but like I do think this is worth discussing in terms of, like, we know that people have materials. There has been discussions of leaks. Like, what is your stance? Look at the material. You can be the judge of it.
You can be the judge of it.
Do you think, like, what is your stance on, like, whether or not people should, like, is there a moral obligation to or to not? Because now my feelings on it are muddied, because, you know, back when I felt like the game was still coming out, I was saying, hey, like, don't leak things that are going to be, you know, coming out for people to experience. Like, it's shitty.
I still feel that way about that. Like, here's
me
the
too.
thing.
If it was still in progress, my thoughts are unchanged. But now that we know it's dead, like, my thoughts have evolved.
Square Enix, and I think this might just be a Japanese thing, they don't care about archiving the history of what they do,
and that
which is very unfortunate.
Yeah, I agree. That was a point that Otto brought up in the comments of our most recent podcast. And like, I agree with it in spirit. I just, when it's an active project, I think it's a little entitled. But like, now that we know it's not coming, like, you know, and some of it is not going, side, even if they back coverize it, like, some of it's just not going to be public.
Right. So, but also, like, why is that our call? Like, why is that, you know, it's unfortunate that we're in this situation, and it's unfortunate that Square didn't say anything for as long as they did, and now they have to cancel this game, and I'm sure they don't feel great about it.
No.
And I'm sure that Nomura wants to do more with it, because, like, you know, you look at 0.2, if we believe the common thought that Birth by Sleep Volume 2 was a game that didn't get made and was canceled, and the fact that he held on to that to give us something which was really neat, but not what he anticipated, you know, I think we should stop thinking about giving Missing Link a back cover and start thinking maybe we're going to get a 0.2 situation out of it.
Right. Which I would love that even more.
Yeah, and, you know, I don't know.
Well, I think part of the problem here is that, like, this post needed to have a tiny bit more information in terms of what we could potentially see.
Sure.
And the fact that they didn't say anything, like the story of Missing Link will be told. Like, maybe they just, like, that's a business decision that they can't just, like, you know, say right now. Like, they can't just make that call at this moment. But it leaves things, like, a little too open. So, like you said, it shouldn't really be on us to be like, well, are they going to try to back coverify this or gamify it in some other way? Like, we have this stuff. Do we hold on to it out of respect for the potential that they do something? Or, you know, they should have told us that everything was canned.
So, I mean, part of this kind of goes into the next couple of things that we have to talk about regarding everything that's happened. And I think it's okay to kind of bring this up now. Shortly after Missing Link's cancellation was made, a report broke onto the internet from Square Enix, because now we're getting into shareholder time. We're getting into quarterly and annual report time. We're getting into projection time. And so it was known that Square Enix had shared their roadmap as a company for the next 3 years. And we've known for a while that they are restructuring things. Like, this has been known. And if I'm being fully honest with you guys, I had heard rumors like 9 months ago that Missing Link got canceled, but I just threw it out the window. So overall, Square Enix is going with this major restructuring plan. There are new investors involved. They are doing this thing where they're basically saying, we are softcore rebooting our company. And nothing is going to happen this year in the fiscal year. No major releases. There are a couple things that are happening, but we are doubling down. We are focusing on AAA development, and starting in next year through 2028, we're going to start getting into annual major releases. So this kind of period of Square having nothing on the table, they are doubling down so that never happens again. And that plan has kind of been going on for the past year. We're kind of in the middle of year one, or getting towards the end of year one of this 3-year plan. So people saw that and immediately thought, oh my God, 3 years, we're not going to get Kingdom Hearts 3 until at least 2028. And I don't know when it's coming out, but that's not what they were saying.
Right. Yeah.
So Missing Link, basically the announcement that it got canceled happened because they are talking to their shareholders about their plan for the next year.
Right. I just really quick, and I already kind of did this bit with you and the others last night, but I really like the idea of, do you guys remember when Nomura was asked about any secret meaning behind the Paopu fruit and it was like complete nonsense? I think that was the day he found out that Missing Link was getting canceled. I think he was like in his feelings, like at his desk in a bottle, and they were like, Nomura, any thoughts on what Paopu? He's like, it's like a shared promise or passion promise. I don't fucking know, because he just found out that day. That's the only explanation as to why he would have said any of that. Like, that's legit my most solid KH theory. We can place the moment in the timeline where this decision was made. So it's really sad.
I don't know. I don't know. I feel like he's known for a while. I feel like the most likely situation, and this no one's told me this. This is a theory. This is a thought. This is based off of whispers in the wind. I feel like they knew a year ago that it wasn't going to work when the beta ended.
Right. So they've kind of been sitting on their thumbs.
And not even say anything about it until the end of last year. And I think they gave a good effort to try and figure out a way to make it more sustainable for the past year. Like they had a year to figure it out and they couldn't. Yeah. I believe that that's what has happened.
Makes sense to me. It is a shame. Anything else we want to get like Missing Link wise?
I will say this as well, because I think in talking about the next thing, we're going to double back to this a little bit.
Yeah.
I think, and I could be wrong, but I think that they really shot themselves in the foot with all of this, because I think there's a very real chance that Kingdom Hearts 4 was much further along than they were ever letting on, and that they weren't really in a place to talk about it. And conversely, they could never talk about Missing Link again, because if they showed it off publicly or whatever without 4, it would be just horrible PR. People would be like, we don't care about this. You announced Kingdom Hearts 4 at the same time, you idiots. So now we only care about Kingdom Hearts 4.
Right.
I think that those games always had a very unfortunate, almost parasitic relationship with each other.
Yeah.
Because it never would have been enough, because they were not in sync and they were not in unison. And in a weird way, when Missing Link got canceled and we were all on that call and we kind of spent the night like grieving.
Yeah.
I threw out there like, this means one of two things. Either one, we are going to get Kingdom Hearts 4 news immediately because this was keeping us from getting it, or two, things are really bad off and we're not going to get anything for a long time.
Yeah, and I did err towards the former side. I didn't think it'd be this quick of a turnaround, if I'm being honest, but I felt like, okay, well, like PR wise, this is a nightmare. Like, surely they have something else. And maybe this is stuff that they had, like, basically, 2 years ago. It's not like, oh, we just finished this Mickey stuff. We just got these new enemy models and this sort of grinding on the keychain thing.
I mean, maybe they did, but I doubt it.
Maybe they did, but it would, it's entirely possible that, it's old news internally. It's a panic response for sure, but, like, it is the response that you should make in this situation. Like, I don't know. People are like, oh, this is like a Band-Aid on a heart attack, like you cancel the game and you're going to give us a couple screenshots. I get that to an extent, but it's like, would you rather nothing? Like, or I guess you just want more? I don't know. I'm not like that upset by the screenshots. I mean, I'm not like clapping like a seal about it, but it's exciting. It's fun.
I'm very nervous about what it means though, because again, this either means we're getting news soon, or we won't hear about it again for a long time.
Tiding us over for a good bit, yeah.
Yeah, and either one is equally likely to me. My gut is telling me that we won't hear anything for a long time, but these screenshots look like they were pulled from trailers and not clipped just from in-engine
gameplay. Yeah.
And the reason why I say that, I mean, I guess we're getting into it.
Yeah.
But yeah, yesterday ScreenX posted these seven screenshots in collage. And there are differences between the Japanese version of the post and the English version of the post, if people haven't noticed, which is not uncommon, right? Yeah. Like they will do that with trailers. There'll be an English version that has English UI and all of that, and then there'll be a Japanese one. But it should be pointed out that it's also not uncommon when they do that, when they're sharing early screenshots or, stuff ahead of time, for them to remove the UI so that they don't have to release two sets of screenshots.
Right.
But with trailers, they do have two different versions. And sometimes, sometimes they've had two different versions of screenshots too. But what I'm saying is that for me, that means it's more likely that these are pulled from a screenshot, from a trailer, rather than just being, captures from the game. And I wouldn't be surprised if the shareholders behind closed doors got a trailer. That's what I'm assuming. But I have no basis for that. I could be wrong. This could also mean that this is a trailer that's coming up for one of the many festivals that are happening within the next couple of weeks.
Right.
And this is just to tide us over. But at the same time, why wouldn't they just say that? Because they've usually been pretty good. They were with Kingdom Hearts 3, with being like, we will be at D23. We will be at this event. So I'm kind of at a loss. Because if there was going to be a surprise, if they were going to surprise us with a trailer at any event, then I don't think they would have shown screenshots this close to one.
Right. But I also think it's a unique situation that they haven't really been in publicly before, and that they have this cancellation that they're off the heels of. So it's like, what can we do to get some goodwill right now? Right.
So what I'm saying is that people aren't wrong to think that we won't see it again for a while.
Yeah.
But also, in equal measure, I don't think it's foolish to hope at this point.
No, I agree.
Like, I mean, hedge your bets as always. In about a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if I had to pick, am I glad or annoyed? I'm glad that they shared this stuff. I kind of had a bit of a pit in my stomach thinking that something was going to happen. Like, when you read the Missing Link cancellation, like, once I figured out the Missing Link was canceled, I, like, started scanning for Kingdom Hearts IV in big letters. And I got to the bottom, and I was like, okay, it's still, like, they haven't, like, pulled the plug on everything. So, like, I'm glad that, even if it's on life support, I'm glad that we got some visitation hours, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I think they kind of had to, because there was no indication publicly that Missing Link was going to get canceled until it did. They were still talking about it in the present tense when they delayed it in November.
Right.
So, for people to read Kingdom Hearts 4 still being worked on, like, of course people would be like, I don't know how I feel about that.
Right.
And we were all kind of like that.
Yeah.
We were like, well, how can we know, who to trust? And it was rough. And then we were watching Survivor, and these screenshots dropped, and I screamed. Nicole got pissy with me because I screamed, and Shane just looked annoyed that there was news breaking, and nobody was like normal about it for 5 seconds. I was like the only person in Rec Room who was excited, but whatever, we ball. And it was cute. Like, it was good. It was fun. We can talk about the screenshots. Like, we can talk about them. I think they're fine.
All right. Yeah.
Right?
So
is it time?
Yeah, it's time. Me personally, the one I'm most excited about, and I don't know if this is silly, but like, it's the Mickey one. The Mickey one, and I don't know how people are like not paying attention, but it's Scala at Kylum. Like, people are talking. That's just a good point. People are like, "Where is this? Where could this be?" Guys, they said. I mean, I know not everyone played Melmem, but they said Yen said you're going to Scala. That's what he's doing.
That's his job.
Yeah.
He's going there.
Now, here's my gut reaction to this. I think this is either very early prologue stuff or interstitials between like traditional Sora world stuff. I don't get the impression this is like something that runs completely concurrently and is as fleshed out as you're not going to be like equipping Mickey abilities and like doing Mickey crazy combos.
I agree.
It's very much in the same vein as like he was playable in 2 and 3 in these smaller chunks.
Yes. I think that this is using a lot of what they learned from Remind.
Yeah.
I think the name of the game for 4 is going to be Playable Interstitials, and I think that they're also borrowing from the Final Fantasy VII Remake series because they have those moments where other characters other than Cloud are playable, and sometimes it's very short and sometimes it's longer.
You want those Kate Sith and the Shinra mansion basement moments, everyone's favorite.
I think that's what this is. I think in Kingdom Hearts 3 in between the Disney worlds there were interstitials that happened,
and they were great. IMO.
And I loved them. A lot of people think man pacing, which,
where's the middle point?
Whatever. Yeah. Everyone's a fucking game developer now.
Yeah.
But I think that a lot of those complaints can kind of be quelled if you can play them.
Yeah, for sure.
So
that gets like we got Kairi stuff from 3 we can reuse. We got Riku, we got Aqua, we got Roxas. Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe it is a playable thing in the prologue. What Simply Steven is asking, which first time chatter.
What's up, Steven? Thanks for stopping in. Yeah. And all of you, really appreciate the turnout here for this discussion. We're all very excited, so this makes me even more excited to talk about it.
I'm gonna sidestep something real quick though. I've seen a couple people in the chat talking about the Final Fantasy VII Remake series and how they believe that is impeding Kingdom Hearts 4. And
they're different teams, right?
they are different. I mean, there's some bleed through, and personnel are going to be shifted between teams for any Square Enix game. Like when one is doing okay, they'll move more people off of that as needed.
Yeah.
I think I don't want to say it's disingenuous. I just think that like all of Square Enix is doubling down on their AAAs right now. So I don't like the whole conspiracy theory that Square is only releasing one game a year. Like they didn't mean to do that. That is not a business plan thing that they wanted to do.
Right.
What's going on in here?
I'm talking to PJ.
Hi.
We're talking about the Cage 4 stuff. The screenshots. Did you just do a yawn?
No, I went, ugh.
Oh. Why? Because you can't butt in on stream time? PJ's taking your real estate?
No.
Oh.
I was
Why
here
are you
first.
misunderstanding me?
I'm annoyed. Go back.
PJ says, I was here first. He's getting territorial over me again. This happens, folks. Oh, fuck.
You died. That's karma.
Can you turn my AC on?
No.
Please.
Why doesn't PJ turn your AC on? Why don't PJ turn your AC on?
PJ, could you take a 12-hour flight to turn my AC on?
I would. It always gets hot when we're talking.
He said he would because it always gets hot when we're talking. And for the record, he's doing all this. I'm just listening.
Oh, okay.
Like, he kissed me.
Okay.
I didn't kiss him.
I was gonna gaslight, but there's a recorded record of this now, so I
Yeah.
guess I can't.
He can't gaslight anymore.
Damn.
So, where were we with the Mickey? Oh,
We were talking about honor and valor and a big bag
Valor,
of
big
chocolate.
bag chocolate. You guys are gonna love the coded episode, by the way. Could you actually turn it on, though, please? She was leaving the room. I was like, please, my sweet love, could you turn on the AC? I'm dying. Getting all sweaty, get all hot and heavy with this
I
Mickey
haven't
talk.
heard a single opinion from her regarding any of this. I'm legitimately interested.
TJ
in
wants to hear
what
your
it.
opinions on any of it. Do you have any hard opinions on anything you
I
saw?
don't really know what I'm supposed to have an opinion on.
She doesn't know yet. I have to tell her.
Tell me what
Wow, did you hear that, chat? Pat has to tell his girlfriend what to think and how to feel about
It's
things.
not very WHM.
Can you hear me?
What'd you say?
I'm talking to you. You asked me a question and I'm talking to you.
God, I don't see the light on that unit yet.
Yeah.
This is like, oh, well.
I mean, are you actually asking me to tell you what to think?
No, I'm asking you, what do you want my opinion on?
Any
What
of the
specific-
screenshots? Is there any screenshot that you're specifically excited about?
Excited about or curious about?
I guess either.
Well, like, I find the telephone really fascinating.
Really?
Why is that there?
Love the telephone.
Yeah, we
You
have
a good point.
I'm surprised that's the one that you're most honed in on, but I also think there's some
I
intrigue
mean, I
there.
think Mickey Scala is fine. That
That's
sounds
fine.
cool.
That's so exciting.
That sounds cool.
Yeah.
Sora looks like the Sora we saw already.
Yeah. Well, he's a little tuned up a bit.
He's a little different.
I don't know
little
about
A little
that.
different.
I mean, if
got
you
a
could
watch
you could
now.
look at it side by side. He's a little bit tuned up.
What else is there? I think people are flying down from the sky on that
Donald and Goofy.
that dark.
I agree that I think it's Donald.
I think it's either Donald and Goofy or it's like Keyblades, like some Light from the Past or like BBS.
they
Final
are the
stuff.
same colors as the Gay Blade. I should bring that up.
I haven't
It's
really
the same yellow
taken
and blue
a
as the Gay
deep
Blade.
dive look at those. Thank you so much, by the way, my sweet love, for turning on the AC. Appreciate that.
I love you, RGF.
PJ loves you.
Ah, shit. I'm in trouble. But you guys are so cute. You should adopt.
You should adopt.
What?
I'm not done with
the
the-
doc. Is that what you just said?
That's what he said when we had bad opinions.
Are my opinions bad?
No.
No. It was a callback. Your opinions are
It
good.
was
I
just a
agree with
callback
it.
to the. Was it a bracket?
I don't remember.
I don't remember why you said we should adopt. Oh, we were talking
But
about.
I didn't mean it.
Yeah, he didn't mean it. Anyway, Mickey. I'm not done. We can get to the phone. We can get to Donald and Goofy. I'm not done with
Oh,
Mickey.
the phone is so important, though.
The phone is important. I
Good
agree.
call. Good call. Good call. It's fun.
And kids are gonna be confused when they see that specific type of phone. By the way,
Oh yeah, kids don't know what it is.
like Omosorbet is like, what
No
the fuck
idea.
is that? Chara,
No idea.
no clue.
That's like where are the apps?
So I just want to take a look at like the structure of that Mickey screenshot.
Yes, definitely
so-
Scala.
It's definitely
a
Scala.
library.
It's definitely a library. They're like, it looks platformy.
Yeah,
It's
for the kids, actually for all of your audience, libraries are buildings where books are.
They have
Books
them
are
at the
things
schools that
you
they have to
read.
go to still. Yeah. What am I trying to get here?
Oh, maybe he's looking for the Book of Prophecies.
Yeah.
I kind of wonder if the foretellers are shacked up in Scala. If that's where they went after the epilogue.
That'd be interesting if it was like Mickey is kind of contending with the foreteller stuff, and it's Sora's more so directly with like
Yes.
Lucio and the Master.
And he's looking at the abandoned library
I think
of
those two things are
Scala.
happening simultaneously.
You think Mickey and like
I think Sora fighting whatever that thing is, and Mickey and Scala is simultaneous.
You think it's literally
I think it's all
happening?
the prologue.
yeah, we were talking
I
about
actually
that.
agree with RGF. I think that all of that is early game.
I get the impression too that like that Mickey screenshot, if it is an interstitial, it's an early one. If it's not, it's the prologue. It's not going to be like, oh, you're halfway through the game and you do this Mickey part.
Yeah.
Like I'd be really shocked if that was the case.
I think that's the case, and that's what I hoped for. That's why I said that I think Donald and Goofy are playable, because I think that I hope that their
Missy me.
little tete-a-tete with Hades is an interstitial that's playable.
Yeah, Donald and oh man, that'd be so fun.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way,
Yeah.
PJ, we should set this up because
Give
we
it
did a
up for
video.
Chain.
We did a video 412 days ago drafting elements of KH4. It was the KH4 prediction draft for March Caprice 4.
Here we go.
And the first person to get a point is in fact Shane because he drafted Mickey as a non-Sora playable character.
Yeah,
so,
he only drafted it though, so we couldn't, because it was.
If I was the
Low-hanging
next
fruit.
person after him to go in that round, and I was 100% snatching Mickey up if Shane was
would've as
unwise
well.
enough, but
I would have. Yeah.
I picked Riku first.
Good job, Chain.
Which, if Riku is not playable and Mickey is in this fucking game, like, I'm not gonna be like mad for the sake of the game, but mad for the sake of the draft. Because what the fuck?
I hope they're all playable. That's
Yeah.
what I want.
I mean, I would
hope
love
they're
it.
all playable.
I think if they were playable in Remind, there are great odds that they're playable in.
Well,
Four.
I'm imagining similar situations to Remind. Like maybe they don't have full campaigns, but like,
Right.
let's do it.
Yeah. Fucking Lee,
Yeah,
even.
why
Do you
not?
have some Lee Isa Subject X shit? Isa can be in the
why
party.
not?
Yeah.
They should. I think that's the most elegant way
Yeah.
of happening.
I agree.
Yeah.
But wait,
well,
I'm still not even done with the Mickey shit. So
Sure. Well, what do you
look,
wanna
you
talk
look
about?
at the
The
screenshot,
platforming?
like, yeah, it just looks like, oh, it's actually going to be like a dedicated platforming segment, and it might not be like KH1 style. I mean, like, someone had a comment on my community post that was like, if it was back in the day, I'd be excited, but nowadays this might just be like tilt the stick forward and the game plays itself. Like it makes you like wonder why wasn't this a cutscene, and it very well could be that. But I'm keeping hope alive that like maybe Mickey segments are going to be like little platforming game like levels, and I would
Sure.
love that so much. Also, have you seen like the little like the top left? There's like this red looking like
Yeah.
aura thing. I'm trying to figure out what the
Yeah.
fuck that is. If that's like a gameplay element.
I think there are contraptions in Scala
Mm-hmm.
that the orbs, those orbs that Sora activates and does the light rail travel.
Mhm.
They have a similar red aura around them before he activates them.
Mhm.
But also I don't remember if it's in the finished game or not, but in the library when Ericus and Xehanort are having their chess meeting, there is a green crystal device that's in the corner of that library. And the developers explained that device is used to measure the wind and wind flow stuff in Scala.
Interesting.
So I think that whatever those things are, they are that. They're similar mechanized things that help them tell the weather and whatever. Scala at Kylam is a city that's run on wind and windmills and wind energy. I don't know if
Right.
anybody picked that up, but that's what it is.
That's their energy of
So
choice.
I imagine that is what that is, and Mickey will use
You mean this
those
thing?
to traverse the world.
Yes, that's the thing. Yeah. So yeah, all that to say, I'm very hopeful for a little bit of a gameplay variety in the way of some platforming segments, which 3 and 0.2 were way better than the prior 3 or 4 games with. So there's reason to believe that they continue that trend.
Yeah, here's a quick PJ theory. I'm telling you right now.
Sorry, I crunched a bit. Can you start that over?
No, I don't think it. I hope this is a dream.
Can you hear me?
This is a theory, a dream.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
I can now. Can you start over what you were saying? Because I crunched. I don't know if they heard you.
Oh, sure.
You had like a PJ theory, I think.
Yeah, PJ theory. Wouldn't it be fun if Mickey is looking around the abandoned Scala and he's in the library and it has a caretaker?
Mm.
And that
And?
caretaker is Oswald the Lucky Rabbit.
Oh god, dude, that would be sick. Oh man,
Battle.
that'd be so fun. Jesus.
I've wanted this for a long time.
Yeah.
I've wanted it ever since that they said that they were sending Mickey to Scala, and Nomura had said in an interview that they wanted Oswald for Kingdom Hearts 3, and Disney said no.
Yeah.
The idea of Oswald being the gatekeeper of the knowledge of the past, to me, is a very interesting thematic thing.
Yeah. And that's how you get your Timeless River point from the draft.
Maybe.
I
Yeah.
really think that bottom corner picture
Yeah.
is Donald and Goofy.
The bottom left.
Yeah.
Oh, RGF.
I
the
mean,
best
it would
friends.
be like, so again, if that's early game, that would make a lot of sense because that's how you like that's their arrival basically into Quadratum. You just can't have Sora by himself for the whole game. As much as I would love
I know people were complaining about this. I posted a theory on Tumblr that explained what I thought of that scene about Donald and Goofy are in the underworld hoping that Hades can get them to Sora because Sora is dead.
yeah.
And in Dark Road, a very similar plot happens where
Right, with
the
the
characters go to
upperclassmen.
Hades because they have dead friends.
Yeah.
And Hades helps them to his own benefit.
Right.
And I think it would be really funny if Hades guided Donald and Goofy to Quadratum,
Yeah.
or at least to some side of Unreality or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think that that's what the end of the first trailer was setting up. And I've always thought that. So
And it would
seeing
be-
this and
Go ahead, sorry.
but seeing this and seeing like them picking that specific screenshot, because I think all of these screenshots are supposed to be like setting up the trailer. When
yeah.
whatever next trailer we see, all of these story beats are going to have resolutions. So I think that for this one, what will happen is that Sora's fighting the dark side from the first trailer, and he's not doing so hot, and then the two lights come. And there's an explosion of light when it
Yeah.
happens, and Sora's still under the underpass looking.
Clip
and when
this.
the light clears, it's Donald and Goofy, or they fall on top of him like they do in the first game.
And I was
of
gonna
those
say that there is, this consistent thread, not just with the first game, but when they crash the party in Dream Drop, they literally like fall in again.
Yeah.
So like
Very
that is how
similar
they make
moment to
their
that.
entrance. Yeah.
Should we be looking at the screen? I know that you're playing.
Yeah, I
and
know,
I
I
want
know.
you to continue your run, but people are asking, what are you talking about? The two
Yeah.
lights.
Okay. So let's do that. We're not going
Let's
to beat
pull
the
it up
game
real
today
quick.
anyway. I'm making real slow progress in Castle Oblivion.
we can come back to it. It's just,
Yeah.
just show what people are talking about. You
let
can go back and
me-
play whenever.
Yeah. Let me get the Twitter post up.
I think Donald and Goofy are just going to look like they did in the Caribbean. Like
That would make sense.
slightly more realistic for people who are wondering. I don't think it's going to be that
Yeah,
cursed.
they're not going to be like a beagle and a mallard. Don't worry.
I mean, maybe, but I don't think so.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. Let me switch over to
Switch
Twitter here.
over, switch over. Just make sure you don't accidentally show our text.
Yeah, you're good. Absolutely. All right, so let's blow this up here. Okay, so when we're talking about, we think this is Donald and Goofy, it's these beams down here. That's probably Goofy. That's probably Donald. It's possible, or they're Keyblades. I'm getting more and more convinced as we talk about it on the Donald and Goofy side of things. It just like, for me, it's a weird shot for that to be them entering Quadratum. Like, it just doesn't seem that theatrical. Like, it just seems like it's coming from like a gameplay angle than like a cutscene angle. Like, I don't know, just the way it's shot to me.
Because look, it's
Yeah.
I didn't notice this until recently, but look, it's ABC, left,
ABC.
center, right. They collide with the dark side. Explosion of light, and from Sora's vantage point, this is where he'd be seeing it because he's under that underpass.
That's true. Yeah,
The light subsides.
if it's from his point of view. Yeah.
That's what's happening.
Right.
And also, like, that's not any less theatrical than when they bounced on bounced
Come
on
Guardian.
Guardian
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
3D.
That's fair.
So we'll see. We'll see.
I mean,
what happens.
this
but
could be like one
people-
frame, and then they kind of focus in and get like a closer shot of
That's
them.
what I'm thinking. I think
Yeah.
it's like a pan in.
Right.
And people are like, yellow. You can't be Goofy because Goofy's not yellow. Well, he's not green either. That's just a
Right.
shirt. Goofy's predominant color, his outfit might be green, but like he has yellow pants and a yellow hat. Let's be honest with this, okay?
Right.
I love how people are like, blue's definitely Riku. You guys, I don't know what to tell you. If you think that this game is going to be Dream Drop Distance and Sora and Riku are back to back and they're best friends and they're meeting again immediately, it is way more thematically important in my mind, and I could be very wrong on this, And if
Yeah.
I'm wrong on this, I'll pretend like I never said it.
Sure.
But Sora, Donald, and Goofy, they can be reunited easy peasy.
Yeah.
The
Sora Riku's got
being
to take some
separate
effort.
from Riku and Kairi is the thing that drives
Yeah.
Sora.
That is the thread throughout the entire series, especially 1 and 2. Like, meeting back up with Donald and Goofy is no big deal. That's something where you take a field trip with Beast, it's solved in 20 minutes. Riku and Kairi, we're talking whole game situations. I would not be shocked, and don't be disappointed, or at least preemptively, prepare yourself if Sora and Riku do not see each other until the epilogue. If even that, depending on how stretched out we're going to make, this arc in particular.
I think that Riku will be there, but I think that because Riku didn't die, he can't
Right.
interact with Sora. I think that they are going to be on parallel
And that's
worlds.
the different sides, yeah. Because you have to
Yeah,
be
I talk about this
dead.
on Blue Sky. If you don't follow me,
Yeah.
okay. But I think that Quadratum has two sides. I
Yeah.
think there's a blue side
And a red
that is
side.
the realm of the living, and I think there's a red side that is the realm of the
Zora
dead.
has the eyes.
Because in the secret ending, Sora is bathed in red light, Riku is bathed in blue, and Yozora has heterochromia. He has one blue eye and one red eye.
Yep.
And I believe that his special ability is going to be that he can interact with both the living and the dead planes in Quadratum.
And so, is that motherfucker playable, do you think?
So
think
it is
there's a
like Dream
chance.
Drop in that way, I suppose. I said
Yeah.
it wasn't going to be like Dream Drop, but it is like Dream Drop where they're both there, but they can't interact.
Right.
That's what I suspect. I could be wrong, but given that Noctis's power in the original Versus 13 was supposed to be seeing the light of the dead and ushering them and yada yada yada,
And
and his
Umaru's
eyes would
not gonna
glow
let
red
go
when
of
he was
that.
using his
Right.
power, I do think that it is an intentional parallel.
Right. Anything
but the
that
blue light-
Nomura can do to get that worked back in, he
That
will
blue
do
light
it.
could just as easily be Gyozora, because it's also the blue light with the crystals is also very similar to Sora getting crystallized, and it's very similar to Noctis fighting in the original Versus 13 trailer.
Mhm.
So it could just as easily be him.
Yeah.
But
I
these
prefer
are the
being
pieces
Donald
that I
and
think
Goofy.
are on the board.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
And now let's talk about the telephone. There's a lot of discussion on the telephone and how this could be a
Telephone.
way to communicate between reality and unreality. If it's somehow kind of going to be like the evolution of Kyrie's letter, if it's taking on sort of that mold and being a way for them to interact. I could totally see that. I could see Sora picking up that phone and it's just a crackly, like barely audible Kyrie on the other end or something like that.
Do you think it's the replacement
Yeah.
for the gummy phone?
Replacement for the gummy phone. That's interesting because I don't think would it make sense for Sora to have a gummy phone in this universe. I don't know. I don't think Jiminy's with him either, so I wonder what the journal mechanism is going to be.
Well, everybody's already talked about this by now, but in Japan, there's this famous thing, the Win phone. It's not connected to anything. People talk to their departed loved ones on it. And I think it could very well easily be the case that you pick it up and you hear a message from Kyrie or whoever.
Yeah, like
Or-
voicemails.
Yeah, like you just you can't actually interact with the characters, but they're sending you their love from
Yeah.
the other side. Kind of like in Earthbound, when you talk to your dad on the phone. Like I think that could be a very similar thing.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a save point. Maybe that's where Sora gets his missions. Maybe maybe the master is calling him, and you pick it up
Yeah.
and it's Ray Chase, and he's like,
Let's play a game.
Heartless, like
Yeah.
who knows?
Yeah.
My gut is telling me that maybe it's tied to Strelitzia, and that Strelitzia is kind of like the Reaper here, where she has the closer tie between worlds. She already has death imagery associated with her in general,
Yeah.
both with her brother being like a Grim Reaper, but also with her dying.
Right.
I don't know. Like, I think that maybe, it's also kind of tied to Strelitzia because it's a phone and she was from a mobile game, so maybe there is intentionality in
Yeah.
there.
That'd be cute.
It's bathed in similar light to what she's in her screen cap.
Yeah, this
So I
is
don't
for
know.
sure the room that Sora wakes up in. Like both of these shots, I think you can kind of tell from the wall and the light.
I think that's his apartment complex.
Yeah, for
sure.
And this is probably his parking garage down here.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely.
not even joking. Like, that's probably, like, connected to the building where he wakes up. And, like, this might be your first, like, when you first exit that opening cutscene. Like, you're just in this parking garage. So, yeah, let's talk about, real briefly at least, the command menu here. A lot of people are, like, blindsided by this build thing. I hate
That's
to be
been
like,
there since the very beginning.
we have known this since 2022. It wasn't in English though. So if anyone who wasn't paying attention to the kanji or like doing the translations,
Good point. Good
it
point.
was never in English on there. But yeah,
Right.
build has
But
been
also
there.
in favor of the game being further along in development, we have English UI
Right.
and a designed command menu for
Yeah.
Quadratum,
Yeah. I was gonna
which
say
we
so,
didn't
yeah,
get in
but,
Kingdom Hearts 3 until much later, like a year out from release, I think.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. Now, there was a degree of debate as to whether build was literal, because build could have meant something like form or some other kind of synonymous word, but obviously we know now that it literally means build. Whether that means literally building, I still think is not 100% certain. Build could still mean a variety of things. Like, I don't think it's Fortnite, where he
Right.
pulls out blocks and actually builds. It could mean like build as in like your type of character, like your type of build
Well, I
that
think
you're
it's
running.
both.
Yeah, it
because
could be.
they love doing that. Where it's like, okay, I'm gonna have the build mechanic will give me a tank build where I am crushing everything and take a lot of damage.
Right.
But I am literally also making a tank.
Right,
know,
out of
like
the Keyblade,
I have a
there's
different
huge... Right.
But
I have a different
emphasis.
play style and I'm making something.
Go ahead, RGF.
I feel like that's a weird thing to have in the command menu, though. I feel like it needs to be real-time something or other. I don't think you just change Sora's build mid-fight.
I think it's more along the lines of like picking a form change. If I had to guess, like I think it's like, okay, I'm picking which thing, and maybe that's if the yellow bar there is filled up. Maybe that lets you pick a build. I mean, I don't think so. But I'm just trying to like tie together the new elements here.
There is no confirmation that this chain mechanic that we see is the build mechanic.
Right. We don't know that. Yeah.
We don't know that. This could be a shot lock.
Like
This
flow
could be a form
motion,
change. It could be
but,
both.
Like you do it in real life.
This looks like flow motion. This is
But, like, that's not a solid chain.
yeah.
Is that part
No.
of build?
I don't think it
No.
is. We have no confirmation that this what is happening on screen is the result of selecting build or anything. We have no idea what this is. If anything, it could be a shot lock for all we know. It could be like he just did a shot lock and that shot lock causes you to like ride on chains. Like we have no idea. I doubt it's that, but it could be anything.
I mean, it's focus mode.
Yeah, we don't know.
Yeah, the focus bar is depleted. That could be the result of it being early and the UI not being 100% done, or it could be that he just depleted that and now he's able to do this.
Also, color theory, real quick. His shoes aren't blue. His shoes aren't blue. Strelix's hair is not pink. They
Yeah.
are being affected by lighting.
Yeah.
So he has black and yellow Converse. He's doing flow motion, so his shoes, his feet are all glowy. Maybe it's a
Right.
flash step thing. Maybe it's whatever.
Yeah.
But his shoes aren't blue. His shoes didn't change color.
Right.
They're lit up by lighting.
Are people saying that? Why'd they make his shoes blue?
Yes.
Jesus
yes, they
fucking
are.
Christ. Yeah.
It is the blue and black dress all
See,
over
this is
again.
because people don't step outside, so they don't know how lighting works. So they're
The
confused.
dress is blue and black, and Sora's shoes are black.
I'm
and
sorry.
yellow.
Speaking
Black
of
and
people
yellow,
being
black and yellow.
confused, I need to go back to Missing Link really quick.
Sure.
People are like, this is actually great news because they can just take the people that were working on a Missing Link. Like, literally, Patrick Starr moving Bikini Bottom brain strats here of we'll just put
Not
the
the
Missing
same
Link
team.
people on KH4. That's just not how...
I mean, I'm sure they were. I'm sure some of them were, but that's
Sure,
not...
but like it's not as simple as like, oh, this whole team, we just put them on KH4 and now it's moving like 80% faster. That's just not how development works.
Yeah.
So
It's
I just
not.
want to get that
It's
out
not.
there.
Not the same team, but they also have different disciplines. Although, to be the devil's advocate, now we know
Sure.
that Missing Link was being worked on in Unreal Engine 5, which is the same engine
yeah.
that Kingdom Hearts 4 is being built in.
It's definitely
So not
easier.
like-
To translate,
Yeah.
to transfer over, but it's not as simple as like, oh hey, you were doing character models for Missing Link, then we'll just throw you into like some other unrelated role for 4. Like it's not how it works. Yeah, like all these GPS people that were involved with Missing Link, what do you think they're doing now? Probably nothing to do with KH4. So I don't know. I love these fucking little goblins beneath Sora here. It's my
Oh,
favorite.
the Heartless?
Yeah, I love them.
The who knows if this is superficial, if the people who wrote this know or not.
Mm-hmm.
But on the Blue Sky version of this, the official Blue Sky version that Square Enix uploaded,
Mm-hmm.
there is alt text on it.
Oh, okay.
And
know
the alt
that.
text confirms that these are Heartless,
Gotcha.
and that the big thing is a dark side.
Yeah. Which I was
Now, whether
kind
or
of
not
hoping
that's
they'd call
true-
it something else. Which, yeah, you're
Well-
right. It could be just be like, hey, someone was in charge of giving us alt text, and they were like, as far as I know, it's dark side.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
Yeah,
alt
you can't
text
take
says
that
it's
for
the dark
gospel.
side, and that those guys are Heartless. Some people think that these are base Heartless of like shadows, large bodies, bit snipers, and what they just look like in unreality.
Yeah, like
What do
Pure
you
Bloods,
think?
but under the Quadratum lens.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could. I mean, they are so. I don't know. I
Shadow
almost
of the
get the impression that they're people from Quadratum that were recently like attacked. You know what I mean? Because they
I
are
could
so
go
humanoid.
either way, but
Yeah.
I mean, wouldn't it be some shit if that crowd scene where they were running and they get infected and then
Yeah, that's what
all
I'm
the
saying.
people that were running,
Yeah, yeah.
of course, right? Like
I would-
I'm following what you're putting down.
I mean, that would be, I don't know, like, it wouldn't be that out of step with what, like, you know, you got Travis, and it's kind of a more literal interpretation of that.
Right.
Travis in KH1 turning into a soldier. Like, there's a little bit of in between there, but I could totally see them, like, falling into a pool of darkness, and then these fuckers pop out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tag yourself. Which one are you? Are you the one busting a sick move?
I'm the one in the Japanese screenshot that's getting torn in half.
Hell yeah, dude. Oh yeah, the
Yeah,
Japanese
and in
screenshot has an
Japanese
extra heartless that you don't get in
Yeah.
the English.
The guy
Can
with
you,
the
do you
propeller.
have that? If you could link it to me, I can pull that one up.
I can get it in 2 seconds.
Okay. And these purpley guys with the big hands, I mean, they're giving like emblem heartless, but I don't really know what comparison to really draw. I mean, obviously it looks very defensively based, so it could be a play on like I don't know. It's obviously not like this reality's version of like a large body.
I should probably get you the URL so that you're not.
Yeah,
hold
yeah.
on.
And that would be easier. A lot of people were talking about this Japanese screenshot exclusive Heartless as like a bowler hat guy thing, Doris from Meet the Robinsons, which I do not think that is intentional.
I mean, I definitely see the Thanatos parallel for the gauntlets, though.
For the what?
I don't know if that's intentional.
goblins?
The gauntlets, the big
Oh.
gloves, the gauntlets. Fucking
yeah.
Appalachian accent ruining everything.
You're
But
good.
I, you know, some people are saying, oh well, that means Marvel's in it, which maybe sorry, Thanos
Oh, this is
gauntlets,
a download.
Infinity Gauntlet. I think people are saying that means that Marvel's in it, and I think that it could.
It can't be found.
What? The link that I gave you?
Yeah, it couldn't be found. Oh, because
What?
I need to put a not space between the PNG and the.
Yeah.
Nope. Oh wait, there we go. Open image in
If you just
tab.
click on it, it also should just open.
It didn't work the first 3 times I did it, but I got it now. Okay.
Here.
So here is, where is he? Back here.
Enhance.
Enhance. No, I can't. It won't let me zoom in. Here we go. This guy. This guy is. You don't get him in the English version. So this is the one that you are, PJ, the one that's literally getting
Disintegrating.
shredded. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ew, those other ones are gross.
These guys?
No.
Oh,
The
this guy?
waists are
No,
snatched,
the big
though.
ones.
I mean, look at them.
Too.
Oh yeah. Now that I'm looking at this
You
screenshot,
can see their faces.
yeah,
Yeah.
it definitely is
They're
getting.
they're like skeletal, but I think you were right because you know in
Kind of sounds
Unchained
like
Key
that Defender.
Defender, yeah. Go ahead, PJ.
slash
sorry.
in Union Cross. No, I'm just saying the master was talking about darkness, the humanoid primeval darkness, and how it spread like a plague.
Mm.
I think that's what we are seeing here. Is that it's not just heartless? It's that original darkness spreading to people.
Yeah. Yeah, that
That's
is so cool.
Can I say something as well?
Sure.
Can I talk about the people's reaction to this?
Mhm.
There are a lot of people who are saying like, oh, it's not whimsical, it's missing its fun, it's doing this, it's doing that. Like,
I just
there's
don't
no
agree.
color, it's super gray. I mean, I agree with the initial processing of that.
Right,
Like,
but the
yeah.
point of it, the end result from that thought process is that, yeah, Quadratum is supposed to look boring and like
Yeah.
real life because it's going to highlight
Kingdom
the
Hearts
contrast.
is draining its original art influence. Like, yeah, it is. That's the
Right.
point. Sora's not home anymore.
Right.
He's in a different world. It's supposed to make, when you go to the Disney worlds in the realm of light, it's supposed to make it look more like a pop. Like,
Yep.
you're supposed to feel desolate. You're supposed to feel trapped. You're supposed
Like
to feel
real
like you're
life.
in a world. Yeah, you are. You're supposed to feel like you're in a world with no wonder.
Right.
And I think that one of the major things with Kingdom Hearts 4 is not just Sora like reviving himself, but like reviving the inner child and the sense of whimsy. Like, I think that Quadratum is gray on purpose because
Yeah.
Sora's going to bring magic and light to the world. And if not, he's just going to go home and then, appreciate what he had even more.
Right. But, like, to think that this
it's supposed
is
to be like that.
like an intentional, like, obviously this is an intentional design choice, but to think that, like, oh, the people that made Kingdom Hearts 3 want the whole game to look like this, like, is this, like, I don't know, like, that seems very, like, media illiterate to me.
Even looking at Scala, like, you have
Yeah.
the juxtaposition in
Right.
the fucking group of screenshots.
Yeah. Right, it's right next to it. Like, look how
And it looks
whimsical
amazing.
and yeah, it's lovely. Again, this is, Kingdom Hearts' take on the real world, basically. And so, what is the real world? Look outside. It basically looks like this. It's not fun. It's bleak. There's goblins
Hilo
running
and
around.
Shibuya. This is it.
Yeah. So then we got the parking garage. Keynote has a great edit of Sora about to be hit by a Big Mac truck.
It's very funny.
Go look that on his Twitter. Anything else? We haven't really talked about Strelitzia, but not like we really have more from her. It's
She
just,
looks better. Her model
looks
has been
better.
adjusted very slightly.
Yeah. I feel like her face has been like
Sora looks
rounded
great.
out or something. I don't know.
Sora's face is rounder.
Yeah.
People are mad about his hair. This is just how he looks this game.
Yeah.
Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, who
Do you
cares?
think he looks like this when he goes into a Disney World?
I think it'll depend on the world.
Right. Let's say
how
it's like
he
a
looks
Kingdom
will
of
depend on
Corona
the
where
world.
there's no like form change. Like, is this like is he
I
walking
think
around
his
like
hair will
this?
be different than it was in 3, but I don't think it will be that flat.
Yeah, I kind of get that impression too. I think this is his quadratum form.
Yep.
And we'll see if it takes on a different look in other worlds.
Yeah.
I don't hate
He
it
has a
though.
watch,
It really doesn't bother me. Yeah, smartwatch.
The material on his outfit also looks cool. Like, they've refined the lining and the hood and all of that. Like, that's all really clean. I think this game is farther along than people think it is.
I get
if I'm
the
being
impression it is,
optimistic,
yeah.
I think we're a year and a half out.
I could see that. I could see. What do you think? Like
2 years max.
So that would put us at like 2027 ish.
I think early 2027 is a really good bet.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe sooner. Maybe end of 2026. It will depend
fun.
on when we see it again.
Yeah. Yeah, if we see it before summer's over, I think that'll give us, an indication of where things are headed, obviously. If we don't see it before summer's over, then, 2 years from now seems more likely. But, like, when they dropped the trailer, I was saying 2 years from now seems likely. So, like, things have not aged well in that regard for your boy.
Yeah.
What can you do?
But they've clearly been working on it. It'll happen. So
Yeah, it's happening. They're not throwing this one away, folks.
Yeah.
I don't think.
No, they can't.
What new world do you think will be the first to be revealed? Either they go all
Star
in
Wars.
on Star Wars, yeah, or I don't know, man. I really want Coco. I can't think of like what is likely, but in terms of what I want, Coco, Inside Out, Moana, or all that live action stuff that PJ loves.
No, wait a minute. No,
Underland.
no, they don't understand sarcasm.
Yeah,
They
I know. PJ
don't
doesn't love the
the
live
live
action stuff,
actions.
but he does feel more confident that it's going to show up than. I mean, I'm not unconfident.
I feel some of it.
Yeah.
Underland is my biggest bet, just because of how much Nomura has talked about it in interviews. So,
Could be.
yeah. But I also have a hard time believing that this game is just going to be back to business of classic Disney World after classic Disney World. Like, I don't think we're there. I don't think that's what's happening.
Yeah, I mean, we're still not any more clear or have any more hints on like what the format of this could look like, if it is, more like a KH3 or if it's kind of taking its own approach and doing, live action stuff, or if it's going to be like there's still hope, I think, for maybe do you think there is any hope actually for like a Kyrie like split-ish campaign where it's like her with
I don't want that.
You don't want
I'm so
it?
sorry.
I really like the
are you
idea.
asking me if I think it's possible, or are you asking me if I want it?
I guess both. I feel less
Anything is
confident now.
possible.
Yeah.
Anything is possible. I think it's way more likely that there will be interstitials where multiple
Yeah.
characters are playable, and Kyrie will get one of those. Do I
think
think
so.
that Sora is going to be in Quadratum while Kyrie is with Donald and Goofy in the Realm of Light going to the Disney
No.
Worlds? No, I don't like that. I think that's
See-
really reductive. I hate the idea of pairing Kyrie with Donald and Goofy or with
think it'd
two
be-
random Disney people.
I'm not
When
saying
people
two
are
random Disney. I
Minnie
think
and Daisy.
you don't think-
You've started a rant now. I know, but you can't stop it.
Okay.
People are like Minnie and Daisy. I hate that. People
No,
are like,
I don't
this
like that
person,
either.
this person. I hate
That's
that.
reductive. I think that's reductive.
Um,
I don't think it's that reductive to have Kyrie with Donald and Goofy. I think that'd be really fun, like a perfect avenue to give her, more character beats, more stuff to do and say.
I'm not a fan of it.
Really? I just think it'd be cute.
No.
I don't think it's gonna
stick
happen
with-
anymore now that I feel more confident with Donald and
Sticker
Goofy
with
showing
Aqua,
up here early.
sticker with Pluto, sticker with Lee, sticker with the make
sure.
a Powerpuff Girls scenario
Yeah,
where it's her
yeah.
and Naminé and Shion, and I'm set. But
Yeah.
I don't want her because she's already kind of only being able to do what Sora did before. Like,
Yeah,
they're
that's-
making her,
that's fair.
She took Sora's battle stance.
Yeah.
She morphs into Sora in her own fucking game.
Yeah, that's
I
brutal.
don't need her I don't need her to be the Minnie to Sora's Mickey. I don't need that to be exactly what's going on.
Yeah, that's fair. But there would be some funny moments. It would be cute, I think.
It would be
Maybe
fine. I'm not
it would be
convinced that they have a
poison
rapport.
for the character, but I think
Kylie
like,
is too smart to have a dumbass rapport with Donald
You
and Goofy
think?
like Sora does.
yeah, I guess.
Sorry,
I
sorry
guess so.
everybody. I want her to do more too,
Um,
but I don't want that.
God, Sora looks so pissed in the HUD. It's awesome. Look how pissed off he is. He's looking at that goblin in particular. All right, are we done looking at screenshots? I think we've pretty much gotten the main stuff.
Yeah, I can leave if you want.
That's up to you. I mean, I'm gonna probably talk recom stuff now and play kazoos and things like that.
Yeah, I mean,
so-
I don't want to encroach. You know,
You're not
People-
encroaching. I
people
invited
came
you.
here.
Yeah.
That's true, but we've talked about what I was invited to talk about, and if they want to hear from me, they can listen to the podcast every other
Yeah.
Saturday.
No sad face coded episode coming out on 24th, right?
Yes, should
Yeah.
be the 24th. I haven't heard from David, so maybe it will.
I'm sure I'll get it. BBS already out, of course, and every game up to BBS on No Sad Face Pod on YouTube
Yep.
and your podcatchers of choice. So
Yeah.
check it out.
Yeah,
Um,
have fun.
Well, thank you, PJ.
Yeah, thank you all. Always have fun here,
Hell yeah.
except for when I don't.
Yeah, all those other times. Yeah.
Yeah, give my love to RGF and for everyone
PJ
else.
loves you.
Love you, PJ.
Yeah. Oh, yay! We're friends
Yay,
again.
We're friends again.
You guys don't have to adopt, but
It's,
Just-
it's not the worst idea. but yeah.
bye.
Bye.
That's not the worst idea.
Adopting.
Why not?
I
You wouldn't
laughed.
even- You wouldn't even want that either.
No, not really. I guess I'd prefer that. You would go through less trauma, right?
I don't mind the trauma.
Really?
No.
See, if I were you, that would be my chiefest of concerns.
No.
All right, I do owe a kazoo from like 2 hours ago. That was number 44 from Henwen. Let me get that going. For those new, that is something I do. Number 44. Oh. You could not pick the worst time to be here. I know. I didn't realize I was streaming the Blooket or the kazoo list. That is a streamer error. So now you know if you zoom in what could be on the list. But there you go. That is Dancing Queen by ABBA. 19 something. You know what? I forgot to switch back to the
Who picked 44?
Henwen. Henwen picked it. I'm so
Henwen?
sorry. They might not even be here anymore. So. Yeah. Apologies. I spoiled the kazoo list, but now if there's a song you really want to hear, you can throw the number out. Listen, I made the mistake, so Dancing Queen, ABBA, 1976, and the reason I was prepping that so giddily is because it is one of RGF's least favorite songs in the history of humanity, because she did dance as a young lass and had to hear that song a lot, and so it is on our banned song list at the one-day wedding. So there you go. I'm gonna get back to recom here. Hopefully get some progress. Let me know if that's probably too loud, huh? Boom, boom. I could go back in and blur the the kazoo in the VOD.
Thinking about that?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to rearrange my daily rings.
Your daily what here?
My daily rings. I'm gonna have to rearrange them.
Oh. Yeah. The wedding ring and the engagement. Yeah, it's gonna throw it all off.
Oh,
I'm sorry. We could just not get married then. Fine. I don't want to mess up your finger feng shui. Your feng shui. I'm trying to like diversify what kind of cards I have because I know there's I don't remember what a name requirement is coming up. The game audio is crackling. I guess we should go back to music requests if the game audio is crackling. Sorry about that. That's new. Let's get that too. No, we're not engaged. That's not yet happened. We would, it's going to happen at some point, but we have not done that. What was that? What was that? You know that like this doesn't translate well when they can't see your face.
well, I'm just thinking.
About the fingers.
No. We have to pick it out.
Pick out what? Oh, the ring?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not gonna get you something that you're not absolutely in love with, so.
We have to plan a day to do that.
I agree. We can listen. We got
I don't
some
know
coming
how
up.
long that stuff takes to like come in. You know?
Right.
Like, what if we do that and it's like, oh, it'll be ready in like a year.
Yeah.
I don't have the pulse on those things.
Me neither. You would know more than I do, and if you don't know, then we're both in the dark. Vincenzo, thank you for the follow, and thank you for all the follows and resubs during my combo with PJ. If I missed them, I do appreciate it. I just didn't want to interrupt our flow there. I did have a song request from T-Mac from back on Tuesday that I could queue up here. I gotta scroll down a lot. Here we go. Yeah, and if the game audio is crackly, then we can do song requests if anybody wants to do that. This is Xenoblade Chronicles Valak Mountain. Let me know on the audio there. Okay. And thanks again to PJ for hopping on and talking with us about all that. And I'm sure there's stuff that I'm forgetting that I wanted to mention, but we'll reach that once it comes back to my brain. Typically, if you donate $1 through 100 bits, I'll get that in the queue on my Twitch activity feed, and I'll have your song queued up. That has been the general MO for that. I would have it so you can just, shout things out, but it's very easy to lose it in the chat. So act as if you're playing a jukebox at an old-timey diner, except it costs a little bit more because I don't think it's $1 for a jukebox tune. It's probably like $0.25, but the minimum bit donation is 100 because I used to have this person that would donate 13 bits at a time. They would throw 13 pennies at me to get my attention, and I would have to read the thing they said. And I said, "That's enough. That's enough of that." And they're gone now. Not for that, for other unrelated reasons. But that was, a symptom in the sickness that we were dealing with. So, not missing that one bit. One bit. That was unintentional, but I'll roll with it. How fucking far away are we from? Oh God. Okay. I thought we were like working our way. I forgot that we have to fight Axel first. Oh, you know what? I have the random Joker, so that could be huge. Yeah, organization 13 bits. I was like, okay, that's cute and all. I get it. Haha, 13. But in terms of monopolizing my attention, this is Xenoblade. It is Xenoblade Chronicles 1 Valak Mountain Night. Sorry if I butchered the pronunciation. When we get to Marluxia 3, can we not do song requests for at least a portion of it? Yes. Someone requested a song from Marluxia 1. At least, but we can definitely let Lord of the Castle play, because I quite like it too. Unless the gameplay audio is crackly, then I'll just pull up the OST on YouTube and play it through there. Alright, so actually, if I'm going to fight Axel, I should take all of the fire out of my deck. That would be foolish. So maybe I should just make, because I'm going to want to keep all that for Marley, so we're just going to make a new deck with no fires. And it's going to go, actually, we're going to do the Keyblade card last. the move, we just want to make it so that we're above single digits for each slate. So sorry that it's going to be a little bit boring when I build my deck here. Although unfortunately I don't have any other songs in the queue, so you might have to listen to the crackly audio, or I could, like, I don't know. Let me try to troubleshoot here. I'm gonna put our gameplay audio on and then listen to my laptop. It is crackly. Okay. Why is that? I have no idea. It's only when the gameplay audio is on, so let me try disabling it and re-enabling it. It went away entirely. That's not Pog. Here we go. Testing. That's not Pog. Here we go. I think that's better? Let me know. Alright, we fixed it. There you go. No need for jukebox hours. Never mind. Palladium's drive Klonoa door to Phantom Isle. You got it. You got it, Oppie. Gladly. Hopefully this is the right one. And thank you, Cyrus. Start that over. We're gonna fight Axel to this Klonoa song. I'm down. I'm grooving. Yeah, honestly, wait, does Axel take additional damage from Blizzard in Recom? I actually don't know. You would think, but I cannot be certain. Maybe what we'll do here, throw in some Thunders. I still have a lot of room left. Maybe we'll do some arrows. I'm playing video games, yeah. We sort of wrapped up our KH4 talk.
You're still just chatting, by the way.
Oh, thank you. I was so excited. Thank you, RGF. I guess I can throw in a Blizzard there. Get Demix back in for sure. Oh, someone said throw in Barrel Spider because they have to reload so much. We're not allowed to use cards that don't directly impact Magic, so I also sold it by the time you had mentioned that. But if I had to pick one filler Disney plot from a Kingdom Hearts game and suddenly have it turn out to be crucial in the overall story, what would I pick? Conversely, which filler Disney plot would you be most mad at if it suddenly became super important? Well, it's arguable as to the extent to which this is filler, but I think, like, Toy Box being split in two has, you know, legs for being actually important. Kind of already did in KH3, but I do think, like, there is definitely an avenue through the Azora Quadratum and, you know, Two Realities stuff to have that come into play. Depends on if you think that's filler or not, though. What would I be really mad at if it was filler and it came to be super important? It would be so dumb.
Rapunzel losing her hair.
Rapunzel losing her hair. You know, that would be dumb. Wait, what is the requirement here? Oh! Alright, so we're going to use the random Joker on the 99. But I have to go use Roulette Room to get a blue 1 and a red 3. That's so annoying. Heartless Scar coming back. That would be dumb. This next track comes from Cyrus. It is Nightmare King from Hollow Knight, The Grim Troop. Okay. Right, so I need a blue 1 and a red 3, and that'll be easy enough with the roulette room. Hopefully I can just open one right here. I'm going to burn this 9 on it, but I will do it. Blue 1, red 3. Remember that for me, please, because I will forget. I'll get them mixed up. I'll be very mad if Sora becomes cognizant of the fact that he's in a video game. Which I think there's like a non-0% chance it happens, but I will not like that. It's a little too cute, a little too meta, IMO. But it very well could be headed there.
I'm trying to find all the faces and I can't.
In the
I'm
putty?
missing one. I'm missing one. I pulled them all out.
Oh.
But I'm missing one.
What face is that?
The angry one.
I thought we found that.
Well, clearly I don't have it right now.
Fair enough.
I have them all pulled out from the putty. See?
Oh yeah, the squad. The absolute gang. Alright, blue 1. I see it. It's a Moogle. I passed it again. Here it is. Alright, and then red 3. And then we're gravy. I don't know what the Marluxia room requirement is. That might be annoying. I don't remember. It's always the same. You'd think I would know by now. But I don't. It sure is.
I need to eat.
Need to eat?
Yeah.
I do too. What do you think?
Who?
You.
You, what do I think?
Yeah, like, do you have plans, or should we just throw something together on our own,
Well, you're
like
still
individually?
streaming
No, I mean
for
I know because I
another
don't want to wait till 9.
hour
So
and 10 minutes. I might just make a sandwich.
yeah, I might just make mac and cheese or something. Appleman, I'm sorry, I should have made it clear. Can you type out? Yeah, the links are off for non-VIPs, but if you could type it out, I will get that queued up. And thank you, I appreciate that. Yeah, Demix card I forgot to use for like the majority of the stream because I was distracted by the combo. I totally forgot that I had it. But that's pretty crucial to what we're doing here.
Can you leave those faces out of the putty?
Absolutely, I would never. You worked very hard on that.
I did.
Destroy the Dark Power from Mario and Luigi. You got it.
Bye, fam!
Bye, RGF. Enjoy your sand. Alright, red 3. We see it? Red 3, red 3, red 3. There it is. Another roulette. Which I probably should try to get a couple more of those. Lucius door requirement. Okay. That sucks. I think I'd still rather use it. I'd rather use the random Joker on the 99 here. Although, I don't know. No, that's definitely the move, right? Random Joker on the 99, and then I can use roulettes to get the 33 in each color. It sucks. I basically still have to do the requirement that I'm eliminating, just slightly more specifically. But it is what it is. Also, I realized I did not actually switch my deck. So... Oh, wait, I did? Wait, what? Oh, no. Did I not save all my... I'm so confused. Oh, no! Really? All that fucking time I spent editing the deck, I never saved it? I think I do have Tornado. Oh my god, folks. Wait, what? What happened? I'm so confused. I had this whole deck where I had Blizzards and then Thunder and Arrow, and then I everything kind of blurs out after that, and I don't remember what happened. The mom is Jigsaw? Oh my god, that's great. I will pull that up shortly. Once I can figure out what the fuck happened. Deck 3 is the one I've been using. I thought it was Deck 1. Oh! It's buried underneath all of this bullshit. What the fuck? I was like, am I losing my mind? Okay, organize, thank you. Having a fucking heart attack. Alright. So then, this is all good. I want to get my Cures back in here. I think it would be wise to have 9s. Can I afford? Yeah, I can. I might even be able to afford a cheeky 1. Yeah, okay. Let's give it a go. And we're going to fight Axel to the Mario and Luigi song. Let's save, though. Wait, did I equip the deck? Jesus Christ. Yeah, I need to go to a doctor. They need to figure out what it is with my attention span. I have a theory. Equip, please. There we go. Alright. Oh, I need my attack card. That actually I might have to take out my... Yeah, I do. My cheeky 1. That sucks. Okay. Saving. Patty's gotta lock in. That's my rallying cry. Alright. Appleman's track. Get that ready. Destroy the dark power. And Oppie, thank you for the Ruins Heir and the 100 bits. I doubt I'll defeat Axel in this one track, so we will have another to play. Alright, we have our blue 1, our red 3, and our random joker. Here we go. Is that your shield? Won't you any good, I'm afraid. What a gremlin. Time to burn baby. Put the Demix card on him right now. Asshole! Maybe we can just melt him. That would be amazing. Damn it! He's so good! Cyrus, thank you. This lightning's in kind of an awkward spot. Oh, damn it. I didn't realize he was sliding. Wind! No! No! He's actually so close to death, though, however. Oh, I forgot my Zero Simba! Oh! Alright, I totally forgot about my only Zero card that needs to be in my deck for these bosses. It was so close to first try. I need to get Simba back in here. The only Magic Zero I have acquired throughout the entire playthrough, which means I should just get rid of this weird... Actually, no. Put you there. Put you there. I'll get rid of this last arrow. That should be good. Do I have to room save after that? I really don't know. Pain indeed. Have I bought new cards? You know what? I did. Maybe some of them. I would prefer a Zero that's not a summon. Dumbo. Tinkerbell. Cloud. Yeah, so of course, naturally, all of the other Zeros that I did acquire while I was on the call with PJ are also summons, so I'll just stick with Simba, whatever. I guess hypothetically Dumbo would be better in case I actually manage to hit with it, so I will swap it out for Dumbo. Right here, because Dumbo would do ice damage to Axel, and that would be boosted by Demix. But highly doubt it'll ever actually work. But if he gets a tiny bit splish-splashed, I'll be a happy guy. Okay. I'm ready, I'm ready. If he didn't break that one Blizzaga I had ready to go, or if he didn't teleport out of it, I think that would have been the first try, maybe. He's trying to do it right now, but I'm not gonna let him, bitch. You gotta stay right on top of him, baby, that's it! That's fucking it! Oh my god, that was like Captain Hook level. For those that missed it, I bullied Captain Hook. He didn't get a single move in. That was sick. I have never, like, even when not playing the game under any challenge or stipulation, I have never had that easy of a time with Axel. So in a way, Magic Only has been easier because it just encourages you to use the OP'est of tools, which is Blizzaga, Blizzaga, Blizzaga with the Demix card. So, the end. Oh, hi, Dark Ball. Now we're in a really awkward spot stream-wise, because I said that I ended stream early on Tuesday because I was like, well, we have all of Castle Oblivion left. That'll probably take us the whole stream. But then Cage 4 and Missing Link shit dropped, so that kind of like put us in a weird spot. So we're definitely not gonna I mean, I have an hour, but I just can't imagine getting the cards I need and then being able to beat all the Marluxia forms within an hour. So we might have like a weirdo Tuesday stream. But we will listen to another Kazoo Ike novel. Pick a number from 1 to 49. And maybe if there was a song you really liked that you remember, you can pick that number. I'll play the next track after this Kazoo. Actually, Buffoon, I am going to retrofit the ranking keyholes idea into a proper video, but it's not going to be just ranking keyholes. Number 8, and thank you, L4874 for the follow. Number 8 for the Kazoo. Okay. It's a shame, because regular GF would have really liked this one. And how does it go? That is Born This Way, Lady Gaga. I remembered at the very end to turn my volume down. I'm so sorry to Digital Atlas in the VOD comments. That shredded your ears again. Lady Gaga, 2011, Born This Way. Let's get that lined up there. And put that away. And then let's get our next track. I believe it was Klonoa again. The Ruins Heir. For some card grinding. Let's get it. It is a banger. It's not my favorite Gaga, but it's a good one. Okay. Righto. So we are all the fuck the way over here. We need to open at least 2 more rooms and then grind. Actually, oh, that's Room of Rewards. So let's just get to where we need to be physically. Yeah, considering that I'm probably gonna have to grind and like get a specific deck set up for Marluxia, that's gonna eat up some time on Tuesday. Another Dumbo. Bang, bang, bang. Anyway, Buffoon, yeah, I have this idea for a video that's kind of like, the conceit of it, I guess the title would be, like, I haven't decided on the number yet, but like, let's say 7 Kingdom Hearts mini rankings. And so it's a video that's a bunch of videos, basically, in one, of things that, like, I think would be fun to talk about and rank, but not something that I would dedicate an entire video to, because people would look at it and go, wow, he's so washed. So, like, ranking the KH1 keyholes would be, like, an entry in that X amount of KH ranking video. I think alongside that, we would do, like, the KH2 special items. I was thinking about doing the break times, the holes. Not actually, but, you know, maybe. The various holes, the Azora hole, the Rafiki hole, all sorts of KH holes. The Calm Mickey cards, that'd be a good one, actually, yeah. Maybe even... I think Slights would actually be its own video, but I think something like Calm Mickey cards would be a great one. I love that. Is Chara here? Bud's person. Could you so kindly put, just in bold letters on any of the sheets, rank the Calm Mickey, Mickey cards? You can type that without the GERD. That'd be great. I wonder, should I just keep this deck, or should I switch back to the one with fires? I don't know if it really matters. I mean, honestly, for mob clearing, I should make a dedicated deck with, like, Tornado and Mega Flare. Tornado especially, because I have no way of killing wizards. Actually, no, Arrow would kill the wizards, but I'd have to be pretty specific about when and where I use it. Do it, Donald. Actually, wait, let me beef you up with a good card. Well, that was the worst thing you could have done besides heal me twice. That's fine, though. Actually, I don't know if I have Mega Flare. I know I have Mushu, but I don't know if I actually have this. Is the Slate from Room of Rewards, or is it from Level Up? I don't remember. I feel like it's... I actually don't know. Die, please. Amanda, please. Alright, so we should go for super high values. Although I do need a 0 to get things moving here. So maybe I should just pull a roulette 0 here. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Because if you use a 9... I honestly didn't really fully internalize this until semi-recently, like, since starting the channel, certainly. If you use an 8 card on a room, the next card that you're going to have to use to get to the next room is 9. And so if you use a 9, it forces you to use a 0 to get to the next room. So if you didn't know that about Com, as I didn't, Megaflare 57, thank you. That's the T on how rooms work. An 8 here, okay. 0. And then we have from Cyrus, what's this? What's this? What's this? This is the Cove Battle. Allow me to be cringe really quick because we have more people here than usual that aren't usually, tuned into the stream. I want to let you know, and again, it's a little cringe, but if you check out the Patreon, patreon.com/regularpat, I have 199 posts on there that's only available to people that are pledged there. There's nothing there that's ever going to be like stuff that you're truly missing out on. Like there's never going to be like, oh, I did like the BBS boss ranking and it's locked behind the Patreon. But there are 50 regular rambles. That's my Q&A series. I have done a lot of KH talk in those episodes, like enough to fill multiple days of time. Maybe not multiple days, but at least a day, maybe 2. There are hours and hours of me talking about Kingdom Hearts stuff. I have ranked really, ridiculous things. I have ranked the KH characters by how good I think all of their handwriting is. So there is just like, hours and hours of stuff out there. Even if you wanted to just check it out for a month, and, bail out after you gotten your fill, that is no skin off my nose. It's $5 out of your wallet. I just want to put that out there because, I think I have to do my due diligence when there are, more people here than usual. For your humble consideration, I am done panhandling, but I think it's within my best interest to at least remind you that there are, hours and hours of silliness from me. As well as, if you like Survivor, there is a fully edited season of Survivor that I ran with my top tier patrons. And I do have a second season that I am trying to work up the courage to fully edit. Eventually, I will. But yes, thank you for allowing me to be a little cringe for a brief moment. And what was this from, by the way? This is the Cove Battle from Darkest Dungeon. Okay, I didn't say the name of the game in the title. Thank you, R. Walt. Have you asked a question before? Your name feels a little familiar, but I'm not sure. Sad Forest Drum from Klonoa. Okay. Definitely not trying to plant the seed. Unfortunately, Oppie, there is such waning interest for Ratchet and fucking Clank that I feel like I would get very little watch time on Klonoa. But all you gotta do is show up, though. If people want a certain game, they just gotta show up. You gotta show to me that I got a room of rewards. Not really what I want actually, but I need the audience to back up the game choice. Otherwise, I can't make it something that I do for an extended amount of time. I will finish Ratchet and Clank absolutely, but I can't really promise that I'm going to continue on with 2 and 3. Yeah, Saturday streams. I mean, that is sort of the rub there. Is that it's an odd day. But I also think if I were to run Ratchet and Clank Tuesday and Thursday, I don't think the audience would be that much larger. Yeah, I thought so. I thought that there was an R. Walt question. What did I talk about most recently on the Rambles? What did I do? I just recorded it yesterday. I actually already killed Axel, unfortunately, Azumagia. He's already dead in a ditch. I forgot to use Demix! Yeah, maybe I should work on building tornadoes, though. Oh yes, I gave my top 10 bosses, not just of KH, but of all time. I did rank the playable characters of Sonic 06. I ranked a bunch of Marvel superheroes on a tier list. I talked about things that I would like to see in a hypothetical KH1 Final Mix Advanced. That was actually my favorite question. I don't like to pick favorites usually, but that was a question that was right up my alley. All right, high value. We see a red 7. Let's pull that. We need 33 in each color. That is so obnoxious. I don't have a single green card, by the way. I did rank the presidents of Iceland. We're talking, like, guys, that's how truly ridiculous things get on the Patreon Q&A. I sat there and, like, ranked presidents I had never heard of based on vibes alone. The provinces of Canada have been ranked. If you're a Canadian, you will find it so truly offensive, you just can't help but give me $5. Yeah, please pick faves. Buffoon, you're gonna have a question in the next one, absolutely. There were just enough people ahead of you that had asked fewer questions, but I do want to do that Persona one, absolutely. And the generations of games, I want to rank those as well. I see 4, I see a red 6. This makes my eyes hurt. Not the best pool, but we'll take it. But yeah, I think Persona 3 Confidant ranking should be in episode 51. Unless a bunch of people sign up and then ask their first question, then you might be fucked. But it is... I basically answer questions based on how many questions you've already asked. So if you're someone who's asked no questions, I try to prioritize your question being answered. I ranked every licensed game I've ever played, which that's actually a little out of date now. Because I've played a lot of licensed games as part of the totally normal playthroughs since that tier maker. I designed my dream house once through MS Paint. That was terrible. I think are we caught up? No, we have the Klonoa. Klonoa DTP. Sad Force Drum. Sad Force Drum. I want to play the longer version. Yeah, there is a Persona 5 Confidant ranking. For some reason, I remember that that's episode 10. That's also the episode where I picked my favorite Animal Crossing track from each game. All right, I see a blue 7, red 9, we'll pull that. Is that enough? No. No Sad Forces. Should I do... I feel like I'm gonna need some more HP. Axel really shredded my health with, like, 1 slate, so... I might come to regret that, but... Right, I should probably build a more proper mob clearing deck. I am going to put all of these away. Quickest way, by the way, is to do X and big boy middle button alternatively. I think, unless there's another button that does it quicker. Okay, so how do you make Tornado? I could get Super Glide, but like then I'm burning a ton of cards that I need to just get to Marluxia. And I don't really know how useful Super Glide is just for this one battle coming up, basically. Let's go to KH Wiki, and then the Slights page. Have a great night cosmic stuff. Tornado. That is Arrow Gravity Summon. Okay. Arrow Gravity. And Summon. You know what? We want that to be a little bit higher. If you're burned out on Ratchet & Clank, maybe I suggest Jak and Daxter, only the first one. I have beaten that on my own prior to making the channel, so I don't know, like, I like that game. I don't know if it's like, it's like an awkward spot for that one, because, like, I've already beaten it, but it's not like a childhood favorite, you know what I mean? So, you don't even get, like, the blind playthrough experience for that. And for the record, I'm not burned out on Ratchet & Clank. I'm just, like, noticing that I don't think there's a ton of enthusiasm there. I think it is a hard game to be super engaged with, because you are mostly just, like, you know, running around and shooting things. Thank you for the follow, Mansec Zemnis. That's a certified classic right there. With Spyro, I have already streamed the Reignited trilogy back in 2021. I'd be down to potentially stream the OGs, but, you know, I think it's probably diminishing returns in terms of, like, what I have to say about the game. We're gonna have a lot of tornadoes. More than I thought. 6 is fine. Sorry, boring deck building again. Enter the Dragonfly. That could be a fun thing to hate stream. But again, I don't know if people would really care. I don't know, it's always hard to know until you do the first stream. It's really the second stream, actually, that is the indicator. Because the first stream, you can kind of guarantee that there's going to be a bit of a pop-off. But stream 2, people are like, alright, I get the gist. And I don't fully blame them in the cases of some games. I can build one more. Unless do I have a premium gravity? I do. Let's do a cheap Simba. And then I also have a premium arrow. And we'll do a cheap Simba. Alright, what else could be mob clearing? Preferably non-elemental, but honestly this might be enough to get through whatever the floors have to offer me. Honestly, very likely that I play Shadow the Hedgehog. For better or worse, Sonic games always tend to maintain decent interest, because those Sonic fans are fucking passionate, man. So you can feel pretty rest assured that there will be a Shadow playthrough potentially this year. If not, then early 2026. Legit, just 2 tornadoes have covered it? Oh, Lord. Okay, is there any card I can, like, enemy card I can throw in to boost damage? I don't think so. I'm gonna put the game audio back on. Not really. Yeah, that's fine. Does Vexing count as a magic influencing card because he would bring my HP back to 0, so it's basically like life? Like the life spell in a Final Fantasy game? I think it counts. I don't think I need it for these mob fights. Although, I was getting my ass beat. Alright, deck 2. Oh right, my stupid attack card. This pesky thing. I also don't have any cures in that deck, but hopefully I'm not going to be getting hit very often. Come out, come out! I guess Ursula to have magic damage, but a lot of these enemies don't even do magic attacks. The thing with Tornado, though, is that it takes so long. And it doesn't even kill in one shot. And this is not the only wave. I wish I could, like, speed it up. What's up, Apollo? I mean, it is the safest and most efficient way. It just feels so boring. I don't want to miss out on all the experience either, so I gotta move around to get that. The defenders take 3, by the way. Gaming! Hell yeah. Alright. Blue 9, I'm gonna get that blue 9. Can someone do the quick math for me on what would be like the most efficient way to produce 33 in each color, and if I can do that? Well, I don't have my cards on screen anymore, but like 33, I guess. Yeah, no, I'm bad at math, so I'm not good at the mental math. I guess I'll use. Let's use the roulette here. No, we're definitely not. But we're gonna chip towards it. Adding some Blizzagas to hit when they're stunned. That's an idea, absolutely. Let's do that. Unless there's wizards or certain Prismels, but if there are, I'll just skip to the next tornado. Hopefully that's enough. Good call, though, Isora. I appreciate that. Wins! Well, then I could put the Demix card back on and pop that to start. Freeze. Well, that's not what I wanted. Totally missed the dark side because Recom Lock on is trash. I don't know. I got Holy recently through Level Up. Yeah, that is for sure the move. Although I am going to have to Tornado this guy again, I think. Oh, no! I got him. I will check on my level for you. I do not want this. I do want this. Red 9. Oh, wait! Oh my god, you can't get green cards up here. Right? Isn't that a thing? You can't get green cards on this floor. That's why they're not showing up. Fuck. So I'm gonna have to remake all these fucking rooms, because I have to leave. That is so asinine. Like, what is the point of that? It's like, what, the green cards are, like, beneficial? So are the blue cards. It's like, oh, the game's harder up here, so you don't get green? You shouldn't get blue either. Yeah. This blows. So what? I have to leave. I'm gonna have to recreate 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rooms. Ugh. Oh man, that blows. That's a big blowski. Yeah, I have to remake every room that gets me up to this point. Which I cannot leave without a roulette card, and I don't know if I have any. I don't, so I need to make sure I get one of those before I get out of here. That sucks. It's so stupid. And I gotta put the Demix card back in for my interstitial blizzards. God, that Dark Ball's got moves! Thanks, Recom! Piece of shit. That actually does suck balls. I mean, like, that, like, certainly slurps testicles, and it's, not really negotiable. It's non-negotiable. Alright, let's get this roulette. Wing. So, no real sense in continuing here. Am I going the right way? Sure am-t. This way. This way. Ball be ballin'. Yeah, that's some grade A testicle slurpage. If that's TOS, fine. You know? I'd rather die on my feet than live on my knees. Oh shit! Wait, what is this? Is this Marluxia? Wait, what happens? What? There's no... Okay, fine. It's the final Marluxia. This is not where I want to be right now. This is bad. This is bad news, bears. This is not good. I totally got lost. Made a wrong turn at Albuquerque. The worst lock-on? It's 2. I'm not just saying that because of my shtick. I'm not even gonna count that as a death because fuck that. I didn't know where I was going. So, where am I actually trying to go then? Do I have to go the long way? I thought I was going... Wait, what? Oh, the door to Moment's Reprieve going south is locked? Is that what it is? Wait, what? That leads to... Roulette room. This is unknown room up here. Okay, so I guess I have to open this room. Which, do I have a roulette room card? Do I have to redo that? I do not. Okay. The map layout lied to me? Bitch. Damn it, all these cards are decently high value. I guess I'm gonna burn this 6. Sucks. Watch the 1 card run to learn how to dodge? What is this, like the KH Department of Card Efficiency? Can't trust anyone. Not even Squidward's house. Might as well break these vases. I'm just like super paranoid now that Marley's gonna run around the corner and smack me in the chops. I guess I should might as well use this Moogle room while I'm here. Sacrifice. Sacrifice. And that's really it. Sold out. Yeah, okay. Fair enough. Bye. And then just keep making sure. Going south. Okay. I think I do. I don't think it's possible to get green cards in floor 13. No, but Marley... So what it is... Wait. Let me just make sure on this. I thought it was Marley 1. There is no requirement, but then Marley... No, because you're just in the big room at the end, right? There's no more requirements? Someone told me that the last requirement was 33... Oh, wait. Is that the room of rewards? No, but it's pretty much the same thing, right? There are no more mandatory card requirements, right? So I did all that tornado shit for nothing, basically. It's not just the map lying; it's like everything. Everyone in my life is a liar. Marluxia, yeah, because you fight Marluxia 1 sort of randomly. You just walk into the room, and then Marluxia 2 and 3 is the big door with Naminé and Repliku. Oh my god, you shouldn't trust me either, because I just believe anything. I mean, I guess I'll kill whatever's in my path. Well then, should we just call it now? Because, like, I'm already in the spot where we have not that much to do on Tuesday. Like, I'm not going to beat all 3 Marleys in half an hour. But it's also not going to take me 3 hours, so what we'll probably do is do some extra trivia on Tuesday. Maybe we'll play fucking Mario Kart, I don't know. I think we'll get to a save point, we'll call it. Because this was really like the KH4 gushing episode. I mean, I might as well pull a Moogle. Boom, boom, boom. If I want to get some more cards, maybe. Yeah, I'm gonna need... I'll probably want to put a couple of zeros in my deck, actually. Is there a Moment's Reprieve up here? There's one all the way over there. Wait, so that's the Marley door. So let's go back to Moment's Reprieve. Yeah, we bullied Axel as well. Ha, ho, ha. So apologies for the slight twinge of false advertisement, but I think Tuesday will be the true finale for this. Maybe we'll do some extra bells and whistles as well. Boom, boom, boom. Go away. Why are they so obsessed with me? Here we go. Alright. Folks, thank you so much for hanging out, especially during the KH4 and Missing Link chatting time. That was so fun. I am going to eat. I'm so hungry. I have no plans for what happens after Recom, so think up some ideas, what you would like to see me do that is KH related. You're fine, Draconic, it's okay. If I could add an optional boss to Recom, Aqua's Armor would be really neat. Well, I like the idea of it sort of hinting to the next game, so... But I guess KH1 kind of does that with Unknown. It just skips Calm with hinting towards Xemnas. But maybe something to hint towards Days? Like if it was a Recom exclusive? So maybe like a Shion type thing? That could be neat. Because Recom comes out a year before Days proper. So I think like a Shion type thing. But that might not be canon because of when she visits the castle. Alright, anyway, you know where to find me. I am on Twitter, I am on Beluski. What the fuck is that badge next to me? What is that? What is that? Clips Leader 1? Did I clip something? Did RGF do it on my laptop? What does that even mean? How about like a Shion prototype? Yeah, like that. Like Vexen made Shion prototypes and they're like the blank mannequins. It's super spooky. There's a couple of them. I'm also on Discord. Come chat with us there. And I'm on Patreon as well. The aforementioned Soapbox Patreon. We'll be back on... So I usually do Saturday streams. I'm going to be back home for my Nam's 80th birthday on Saturday. So we're going to do Ratchet & Clank Monday. And this will have the finale Tuesday. And then something new KH related on Thursday. I haven't figured that out yet. But We shall see. Thank you so much. Be safe, be kind, be courteous. Have a great night and weekend, and I will see you next time. Bye.